Okay, we are back officially. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am back with the Rating Climb series 0 to 2000 with 3 openings only. Without further ado, I'm gonna jump right into it. Last time we played about 6 games in this rating range, so I'm gonna be trying to cover more ground today. Let's open the chess.com here and we'll get straight to the games. I feel like doing this without okay, where is the chessboard? Okay, here it is. Here is the chessboard. Okay. Adjust. Let's adjust this. I'm going to adjust this and nope, that is for different. Here we go. All right, 3 openings. In case anyone is wondering like what's going on. D Square, you're back. What's up, man? Doing good. What are 3 openings? What are 3 openings? 3 openings are Italian game. One option is playing it relatively slow Italian. Another one is the Scotch Gambit. And then with black, we're playing e5. And against d4, we're playing d5. So keeping it simple and balanced, basically. That's what our goal is. Okay, I'm gonna go down the line. Last time I played players 200, 300, and 400. Okay. Let's take this guy, 750. All right, he's already gone. How about this game? Just a noise. It's a 3-minute game, but they do go for e4, so I think it is going to work out for our purposes. Pawn to d4. This is called the center gambit, right? We can take back on d4. Usually bringing the queen out this early is not recommended because it is going to get attacked, and then queen has to move back. And now we won the tempo. We're better developed than white is at the moment. Now we also pinned the knight on c3. When they play bishop on g5, we usually want to poke it with the pawn. And if they trade their dark square bishop for our knight, we're pretty happy with that trade. Right now we were threatening this knight on c3, so that's gonna make things even worse. And they forgot that this queen was defending the rook on a1, so now we can take that too. We could technically go back and forth, but I don't think that's gonna give us much, so might as well take on a3, knight f3. Now the job is going to be to finish the development, bring the pieces in, as many of them as possible. Okay, pawn to d5, open the position up. We want to include, even if you are up material and you have a lot of extra material, you still want to get as many of your pieces involved in the game as possible. Why not Petrov for black? Petrov is e4, e5 when they play knight f3, but our opponent did not play knight f3. King d2, they could have gone castle, so I'm not sure why on d2. But that is going to give up the pawn in the center right now. Which also attacks the knight and the bishop. Okay, rook to e1. Always we want to ask ourselves, what does opponent want, right? So his idea is when we take one of the minor pieces, the rook is hanging. So obviously we do not want to fall for that. We're gonna move the bishop away. f5. Establish the coordination between the rooks. And next we're ready to start capturing. Let's throw in one check, because why not? Then one more check. One more. Okay, knight blocks it. Let's take it with the rook. We take the queen and then start chasing the king. Let's bring the queen closer. And next it's going to be a checkmate. GG's. Oh, my friend, I'm not sure I want to keep playing. Okay, but that was the range of 650. At 650. For the following games, I would like to play 5-minute games if possible. So let's see if we can find 5-minute games. Again, I'm playing with black. Why is everyone choosing to play with white? Okay, let's go. e4, we respond with e5. Let's see if we are able to play the Petrov. Here, our recommendation, I mean my recommendation for this series is going to be knight to f6 to avoid a lot of theory. So most likely this is what your opponent is going to play. Knight c3, defend the central pawn, and game is going to transpose into 4 knights. d4 will be the 4-knight scotch. We take and develop the bishop on b4, pinning the knight and attacking the pawn on e4. Knight takes c6, pawn takes c6. With the b pawn, it's important we take with the b pawn because we want to play d5 and take control of the center. On bishop d3, now we go d5. We could also go castle first and then d5, honestly. Alright, on d5 they decide to push the pawn to e5. Usually taking on d5 or short castle is more common. I don't think e5 here is good because we I believe have knight g4 right now, attacking the e5 pawn. If short castle, what do we do if short castle? Short castle, do we go short castle ourselves also? They play bishop f4 to defend the e5. I guess we go short castle, or do we go d5? Pawn here takes, we take on b2, rook moves on the side, and then we go queen to d4. What do you think? What do you guys think of that? We could also just go short castle, keep it simple. If they play h3, then we're going to take on d5 or e5. I mean, I don't think I'm enjoying this head, so let's take it off. Okay, now I'm going to go rook e1, rook e8, excuse me, to attack the e5 square. It goes back to e2. They didn't try to defend this pawn, so that makes it easy for us. We can just take on e5 right now. Okay, they are attacking the bishop. Where else would we want to bring it? Probably to d6. So we could keep an eye on the king here. Talking about the king, they are forcing us to move the rook there because the h7 pawn was hanging. Now let's go queen h4, threaten the h2 square, and let's see if they see that capturing the rook with the knight would open up our bishop. So even though we sacrifice the rook, that's still a checkmate on h2. Okay, with queen h2. So I'm assuming they noticed that, and that's why they are spending time deciding on their next move. And there it goes. Okay, now what? I do want to make this work pretty bad. So what I'm going to do here is, should we sacrifice it? Bishop h3, knight takes h5, bishop takes g2, knight goes to g3, and maybe we go bishop f3. Nah, let's just keep it simple. Is there really a line in the 4-knight Scotch variation where after the pawn trade on d4, black cannot take the pawn on e4? I saw Hikaru play that against Magnus and they drew. Where after the pawn trade on d4, black cannot take the pawn on e4. Yo, mobile brilliant. Thank you, brother, for the $5. Let's go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I don't think we have spoken this since New Year's, so Happy New Year, my friend. How do you personally manage tilt after blunder or loss? You limit to 3 games max. If you lose more than 3 games, you have to walk away. You have to take at least like 5-10 minutes walk outside, not inside the house. Let's take on f5. And if they take with the knight, that's going to open up the g file for our rook. So now the rook is pinning. So, first of all, I do not think I am very good at it. I think I have a long way to go compared to like really strong players. I do not think I'm very good at handling the tilt, but I am very much believer of, like as Novak Djokovic says, conscious breathing. You know, everyone has emotions. It's normal. We all get mad. Okay? But basically you may burst. You may burst out of the emotion for a second, but then snapping out of it and resetting is a big part of any competitive domain, and especially something as mental as chess. Did I show you the Djokovic video? I think I've shown Djokovic's video here. Have I? I really like it, and I think his mental is very strong. So here, this is the one.
I would have to correct you.
Mental strength, which is what I think is your great gift.
I would have to correct you. I have to correct you. It's not a gift. It's something that comes with work. Conscious breathing is a big part, especially in the moments when you're under tension. I don't like this kind of a mindset that I see a lot in sports, like just think positive thoughts, be optimistic. There is no room for failure and stuff like this. It's impossible to do that. You are a human being. The difference, I guess, between the guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long. So as soon as I experience it, I acknowledge it, I maybe, burst, I scream on the court, whatever happens, but then I'm able to bounce back and reset.
There we go. There we go. Big believer in this. There are moments when it's harder than other times, but that's the way. Game by game. When you catch yourself getting into tilt, that's when you want to pull yourself back. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, knight takes e4. There is that line, actually. You're right. So knight takes d4, knight takes e4. I think the point is after knight takes e4, there might be queen e7. And black hits the knight, you can't defend it because then d4 is hanging. If you play bishop d3, then knight takes d4. Wow, mortis გაუმორჯოს. როგორ ხარ? სასიამოვნოა. მე ვცხოვრობ ამერიკაში, ტეხასში. წარმოშობით ქუთაისიდან. If bishop d3, then yeah, we take knight d4. f3 is apparently the line, but then it goes d5. Bishop goes to b5. Bishop d7, short castle, d takes e4. Bishop c6. This is the line you're talking about? Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I've seen something like this before. It's kind of crazy, but it ends up in this line. And then everything gets traded. And it's an end game. Pretty funny, huh? Okay, let's do it like this actually. Hey, you wild. You wild, bro. Another $10 donation, brother. Thank you very much. You definitely made my day. I was considering, like I had this stream earlier on that was all right. It's sometimes games are rough, and you don't really feel like I don't want to go out there and play more. But I thought, all right, let's we're serious about this. Let's pull ourselves back. So now you made it all worth it. Here, I show these videos. I'll share the video with you too, my man. I'll drop it in the chat. But I'm a big believer. There's a Jabulo. Are you in a rush? Bro, you don't have to stay. If you don't want to, like, no one's forcing you, my friend. No, and Mobile Brilliant. Back to just respond to it a little more. Yeah, we are all prone to it. Like literally earlier on, I was playing, and it's very hard to just not start throwing mouse to the monitor at moments. But handling ourselves in adversity in general, and how we deal with our shortcomings is for sure part of the journey. And another thing that I really like, I don't know if you've seen this also, Federer has this speech where he says that, like, think of all the points that I've ever played and how many do you think has gone my way? And he says, like, people probably think it's a crazy percentage, but it's actually 54%, meaning that every hit, it's just 1 point. It's just 1 point. So, and I think we can implement that in our game. It's just one game. One game does not determine who we are as players. And even 2 games and 3 games. Right? So I think that mindset is what keeps us sane. But at the same time, when you make same mistakes over and over, it can be very defeating. Okay, you're like, bro, how many times? Like, okay, you're like, you learned this maybe 20 times. Like, how many times you gotta do it over and over? D square is asking knight takes c6, knight takes c3, knight d8, knight d1, knight f7. Oh wow, okay, like that. That also looks pretty wild. Okay, I know. What we forgot? I forgot. All right, cool. I'm gonna get back into it here. Let's go, bro. Why is everyone playing with white? Everyone wants to play with white, I guess. I'm trying to get some games with white as well. No worries, I got it. My opponent says I lost. What? Moves. I don't know what that is. All right, let's try it again. Let's see actually if it works. If they play d4 right now, I'm gonna go for it. They didn't play it. They played bishop. Immediate d5. Mobile Brilliant. What happened recently? You lost some games and got on tilt, or what's the story there? I feel like you wouldn't ask that question without the reason. Okay, we took on c3 and they played bishop b2. Taking with d pawn makes a lot more sense. Now they just gave us the e4 pawn. Then we can go back. I guess I'll play d6. I could have played e4, but I was waiting for something like this actually. Let's play rook b8 right now. Bring our rook to the b file. Then we go bishop f5 maybe. I was thinking where to put the bishop f5 or e6, but I think both of them make sense. Like e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3, d5. But they can take back, and the e5 pawn is hanging. შობას გილოცავ ბექა გაიხარე მორტი შენც გილოცავ შობას. Okay, I guess let's go g6. მადლობა ყველაფერი კარგის მომტანი ყოფილიყოს. შეგვეციოს ამ დღის მადლი ჩვენ და ჩვენ ოჯახებს. რა ამბებია? საშობაო ღვეზელებს თუ აგემოვნებ? აუ, საშობაო ღვეზელები როგორ მომენატრა? გურული ღვეზელები. Hey, white bishop is raiding us with the party of 3. Thank you very much, my friend. Thanks for bringing your people over. I am Zura. It's very nice meeting you. How was your stream? And I just realized that we are also on Chess TV. So good evening, everyone. Hope you all are having good Tuesday evening. Okay. I'm International Master Zura over here, and as you can assume from the title, what we're doing is we're doing the chess rating climb from 0 to 2000 with 3 openings that are on the screen. Italian game with white, then e5 and Petrov defense with black, and against d4 we're going to balance the center with pawn to d5. Yo, bro. Another donation, bro. Thank you. Wow. Man, you are fire. You are on fire. All right, F3, let's activate the rook. Legacy Dania, let's go check. King is trying to escape. კაი პურის ჭამა ვის არ უყვარს შეგაცა. შეგარგოს ღერთო. I was almost 1200 blitz, fell back down to 1050 because of tilt. Was gonna ask if you offer coaching. I want to play my first OTB game this year. Yo, yes, I do. I do offer coaching. Bro, just send me a text or DM somehow, and we can talk about the details. Okay, if you wanna. Honestly, whatever you prefer, however you prefer to communicate, you know, school, that community link that I have in the description. If you join that, you can just text me there. If you want me to give you my WhatsApp, we can do that too. Like, I use all platforms, so whichever you prefer. If you want to just email me or exchange emails, we can do that too. If you want to exchange phones, we can do that. So yeah, Queen D2. Now we are threatening the checkmate from the back rank, which Queen D2 is not gonna be stopped by. Okay, and that's a checkmate. Legacy Dania, how was your Untitled Tuesday, man? Wow, someone 100 is offering me a game. I didn't even know 100 rating was possible. Epsilon, what's up? Good to see you. Sami, hold on. Sami, what's your rating? Okay, we did the 800. We did the 800, but next few games I want to play with white. Okay. Everyone is choosing themselves as white. Why is that? Gold chess, is that you? And Mobile Brilliant, actually, my man. I actually started a challenge this this month. I started a challenge. Okay, and basically the concept of the challenge is, well, first of all, challenge is simply, my challenge is to get to 3,000 blitz. Okay, but the major challenge I'm talking about is me with the students. We're gonna meet for 5 days straight, okay? 30 minutes a day. We try to identify the specific weakness in your game and then address, basically fix that weakness. If you are satisfied with the results, basically, and if you like your results, then at the end of the 5th day, I will show you what it's basically. You get an idea what it looks like to work together, and then we can proceed further with one-on-one coaching. And for this 5-day challenge, I'm only charging like $50, just the deposit, like literally a deposit, meaning that if you show up all 5 days, you get your money back. So we can try that as well. Sammy, what's your rating, man? You have to tell me what your rating is. Okay, I'm trying to play at the lower levels first. Bro, why is everyone okay here? This is again. Okay, no guys, you gotta offer me to play with white, please. I want to play with white. All right, here we go. Smart man, butterfly man, e4, knight f3, and let's go Scotch gambit or Italian gambit, so-called. Bishop to c4, knight f6. On knight f6, my recommendation is going short castle. Bishop c5, we're gonna go e5. We attack. Okay, knight g4 now has to be a mistake, because then they cannot take on e5. So I'm just gonna play h3 right now and wait for them to capture there. And once they do capture back, you can play rook e1. Kirill, what's up? Let's play rook e1. Now we are pinning this knight, and next I believe we can just go f4 to win it. There is a d3 check, but it's not gonna do much. Okay, now that bishop was under attack, so we can simply take it. Well, wrong timing, my friend. Okay, let's see if... Oh, this was hanging actually. I don't know why not simply take it. We could have taken. Okay, now we'll take it. So, Mobile Brilliant, basically get in my group, bro. Get in my like that. I have the link down there in the description. Okay, this is the link. Okay, click that link, join in, and I'll DM you there. I'll text you there. Now, 1200 level. What does it take to cross 1200? I bet you're missing. Like, we have calculation issues. We have a lot of oversights in our games. I would say up to 1400, a lot of it is about reducing your oversights, reducing blunders. Okay, this was 1,000. 1,000. We got white. Yeah. What's up, Grant? How are you? Happy New Year's, man. The fourth opening for B4. Are you back on your B4 days? Yeah, I saw. I checked it out. That's it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. You have a link. I looked maybe like a week ago or so. But do you have a link of the tournament? Okay, let's see. See who we can get. Okay, I see that challenge is coming in. Who's challenging me? Okay, now would be the time to... Huh? Advanced entry list for the 2026 Austin Winter Tournament. Let's take a quick look at this. Okay, House GM, Vladimir Belos. Krishna Murthy Vijay. I'm not sure I know who that is. Yeah, I know Lucius, I know Logan. Rohit is going to be there. Joshua Mang, Todd Bryant. Nice, yeah. It's looking strong. Looking pretty strong. You're playing 2 days? 2-day schedule? Alright, let's get it, man. 2100 bound. New year, new chess. Some chess tempo, some Anything else you're trying to focus on? Or taking it relatively lightly? What's up, Chepe Bomba? Okay. I need someone in 500 range. But we can also go higher if we. You'll be surprised how this. Okay, let's play Roto. 1100. We start with E4. Pawn to D6. When they do not balance the center, we take control of the center with pawn to D4. Knight to F6. We're gonna play knight to C3. Defend the center. Okay, pawn to C6. Now, nothing fancy. Let's double up our pieces. They play G6. Now, I want to put the bishop on C4, but it invites black. They're straight up to play B5. So maybe I'll put it on D3. Okay, bishop G4, they want to take there. Okay, let's play bishop E3, strengthen the center. And then we'll see how we want to deal with this. Do we want to go long castle? Do we want to go short castle? Do we want to go long castle and start pushing pawns? Or do we want to start pushing pawns immediately? All of those are on the cards. So I think I'm gonna go long castle actually. With modern and Pirc positions, long castle is probably the most challenging try. So, well, H5, that's why I castled the other side actually, to get these pawns going. So I think our opponent got confused here a little. What is, in your opinion, the best Sicilian variation for white and black separately? For black, it's probably Najdorf. Najdorf is objectively probably the healthiest and the best. For black, for white, probably the open Sicilian. But I also understand if you are someone who doesn't like to play main lines, then you should probably try to avoid the main lines. At the moment, I've been recommending delayed Alapin, which is E4, C5, Knight F3, D6, and then C3. That's what delayed Alapin is. Basically playing C3 on the third move. That's what I've been recommending, but there are more than few ways, I feel like, to play against the Sicilian. Okay. We captured the piece which they blundered there. So now we'll take back on D4. Knight goes to E5. Now we can trade that and I believe move the bishop away. Where do we move the bishop now? We have multiple ways we can discover this bishop to. One would be bishop to C4. Another one probably is bishop to A6. I like this more because it hits the B7 and the knight on F6, which they forgot about, that the knight was hanging. Yeah, that was the Pirc defense. Czech Pirk. I didn't know there was a Czech Pirk. Okay, let's take with the check. I think, yeah, when king moves away... Oh, that bishop is hanging, actually, so why don't we just move it back? Yo! Yo! Welcome to the Twitch. Okay. If king goes to g8, that bishop is pinning the king, so we can take on g6 now with the check. And then take there as well. And now we're threatening queen f6 checkmate on the next move, which should decide the game. Rook there. Alright, that is a mate. Oh my. There was something big that just flew in. Wait, let me fight this mosquito. Oof. That was a good strike. Down goes mosquito. Let me wash my hands. Okay. I defeated two opponents, Rauto and Mosquito, exactly. All right, let's go. Yeah, we keep going. Keep going. Okay, now, you know what? I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna wait someone in like 500 range, and I'm gonna go systematically. Okay. Here we're starting with 500. Bro, there's no one in. I see few players rated 3000. And I'm so tempted to accept. I'm so tempted to accept. Okay, let's go. Okay, quick match. Because we gotta get back to the... Man, what are we doing here? Okay. I'm gonna do a quick match, and then we'll be right back at it. To our regular schedule. Does this work or not? It doesn't work? Okay. I'm on a 3-game winning streak in Rapid. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Okay, I see you. I see you, Eden. All right, get in here. Allah. Let's go 986. Hi, Rizal. What's up? Don't tell me I have nowhere to go. Bro. kidding me? What? Oh my god. Oh, so apparently taking on c6 was a mistake. Yeah. Okay, I DM'd you, and we can talk after the stream, Eden. Okay. Okay, I guess bro doesn't want to play anymore. It kind of makes sense. He's like a lot higher than we are in rating, so he's gaining almost nothing, and it's quite a big of a risk. So it makes a lot of sense, honestly. All right, back to the rapid. We're gonna get back to the rapid. All right, Varsh. I was just looking someone in their range. Okay, you play d4. I'll play d5. On d4 we balance the center. They go for the London system. Against the London system, we're gonna attack the center immediately. Okay, when they play c3, we take the d4 pawn. If they take with the e pawn, against the London players, I suggest this little tricky line, f6. The idea is we want to push e5. Okay, there we go. They do not stop us from playing e5, and now we get the control of the center. Just like that. How do we proceed with it afterwards? Probably get the bishop out. They were attacking our pawn right now, so now is a good time to push e4, gain more center. Bishop goes to d6. Now I think we do not mind trading the dark square bishops. I think white would rather have traded that bishop themselves. That way they do not lose the castle. Now they're gonna lose the castling rights. Malik What opening? I think let's take back with the pawn. Then we're gonna go short castle. Actually, I just noticed this move, queen b8, was winning something there, winning the pawn, because it was also attacking the rook. Okay, let's try to bring the rook over. The reason I played knight g6 here was to open my queen, so now I can check the king with queen h4. Okay, so white's best bet there definitely was to go castle, but they did not. Now king is going to get stuck in the center, and we're gonna have all sorts of ways. Probably, how do we start? Probably bishop g4 actually. Or why even sacrifice if we can get it without sacrificing, right? Okay, on that, maybe let's go knight h4. Like, we're threatening check here. My opponent is saying, you are a very good player, I'm a bad player from middle school. And I texted him back, anything can happen in a single game of chess. Let's go check. The king has only one square to go. Then another check. Oh, I thought actually that was a mate, but I guess that's not a mate, huh? Alright, we'll still take the queen. And let's go check and collect pieces. Hey, we get 587. We get 587. All right, Malik. If someone plays d4 against me, I'll play Dutch. Can you challenge Luca AI bot after this? I've never seen anyone beat it. Bro, Luca AI bot is like super GM level. It's stockfish. 1584 after getting games with 80. I just pushed my pick in rapid. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, not a GM. Not a GM potato. What's up? Can people still become title players even in the adult age? Definitely. Definitely. Okay, how about this? Give me 1 second. Actually, or I'm already doing this, so I might as well actually finish it. Okay, let's go 790, 780. Nope. 740. You know what I wanted to try also? Let me sign in my other account. Do I have a blitz rating? I actually do not have a blitz rating. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's do the climb in 5 minute with 5-minute games. Thoughts on the Kings Indian defense? Switching all my openings for 2026. All right, new year, new you. Yeah, of course you can add me, man. Switching from playing d4 Queen's Gambit decline, e4 e5 to King's Indian, and e4 Sicilian some kind. Yeah, looks like you're ready to fight. Ready to play some fighting chess, looks like. Okay, here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play 5-minute games and lose the first few games kinda on purpose. Okay, so we start as low as possible. But I will play it with e4 though. So knight f3, knight c6. Let's go bishop c4. Italian. And then d4. Okay, I see it's... There we go. You're probably wondering why it's cut off, right? Okay, they captured the pawn on d4. On this we go short castle and leave the center as it is. They can either play bishop c5 now or take on e4. Okay, they do take on e4. We go rook e1. Hey, I do want to take this moment to welcome all new followers. Sami, Super, Patzer, Carlson, and Arsène Lupin. Oh, Arsène Lupin, bro. I love the show. I love the show, my man. It's on Netflix, right? Arsène like Lupin. That's pretty cool. Are you from France or you just like the show? So against d5, right? They try to defend the pawn and the knight on e4. We sacrifice the bishop, and when queen captures back, we have knight c3, double pinning the queen and the knight. Yes, I did say this. Epsilon, The reason is this is my speedrun account. So ratings are compensated to this, okay? It's my I'm not playing from my main account. I'm playing from my speedrun account. And the entire point of speedrun is you want to start as low as possible. Okay, they just give us the queen now. So yeah, I'll take queen e1 and I'll resign here. Bro, what? It says you got a 2200 blitz in what? How? No. No. So I believe first 4 or 5 games are provisional. So that's why I want to get that 4 games out of the way. Okay, the e4. Hey, Andrew. I'm surprised you're still up, man. Good night. And yeah, no worries. Get some rest. Likewise. Good night to you. Stargazer, what's up? Oh, that's an unrated game? Wait, why unrated? Why not rated? Let's play a rated game, eh? Let's do rated. Okay, we are playing rated game. Okay, e4. They go for the Sicilian. We'll develop the knight. On e6, my recommendation is the delayed Alapin with c3. They go d5, we'll take. And take control of the center. Now they lost the move with the bishop. So I will take on c5 now, since the bishop has to move again. Then I'll go check. Then I'll go short castle. And now probably bishop d3. Rook e1 makes probably more sense. But I wanna see. Let's see, bishop takes h7. Let's see if they defend it. Because remember, we're kind of losing first few games here. So we could start. Okay, king d3. h4. Now I'm threatening to push h5 with a check. Are they gonna play rook h8? Yeah, they do. Let's go queen f3. Man, if they play f3, this is kind of like guess the ELO. What would be the opponent's ELO? Here, guess the ELO. Okay, pawn to f6. $1,200. Let's see. I'm gonna decide depending on the next move. Okay, he's thinking a little too long. Okay, I'm guessing. Oh wow. Check. Does he see Rook G4? He does. No, this is a good player, man. Yeah, 1800. Let's see. Let's see what their... Holy moly. 2345. Oh, come on. I can't lose this much rating. Now I'm rated 20... I was actually rated as 2260. Alright, Epsilon. Later. Nah, this doesn't make sense, bro. Yeah. I'm curious right now. If I do. And let's do one more. Nah, my rating is 1900. Come on. Okay, I don't know how to reset the rating. Does anyone know how to reset the rating? Then there is no point into playing with this account. I'll just go back to my account. Hey, Steven, what's up? Oh. Alright. Foggy Mountain Boys. I see you. Okay, let me get back to you. Let me get back to you right after the stream, okay? Okay. All right, we got distracted there. Now we're gonna get back to it. So I have 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. I need 700. I need someone in the 700 rating range. Bro, it's hard to find people in the exact rating range, huh? Okay, you know, 700, 900, and 1000 in that range. 7, 9, or 1000. And everyone, of course, chooses to play with white. A. Okay, against the kings, I mean queen's gambit, we usually balance the center and just develop our pieces. B3 is a little off there. Okay, now we can take on D4. Now I think... Okay, let's set up the threat here. If I guess I won't use that at the moment. I have my eyes on playing knight b4. But at the moment it doesn't do much. Okay, now. There we go. When you see your opponent making a mistake, let them. Okay, this one is actually not gonna be good because the board was cut off. So, too bad. There we go. Too bad. Okay, he moved the knight to e3, so now we can just take there, queen d2, probably bishop b4, and win some material here. All right, thank you guys for bringing that up. Now you should be able to see the full screen. Okay, if queen goes down, now we can take Red Panda Chess. What's up? We take the rook and we were attacking the queen. So queen had to move. Now we're gonna take there. I think I'm gonna try to move the knight away so I can open. Oops, I did not see this part of the board. So I blundered that. But we do have a lot of advantage still. Specifically 2 extra pawns. So let's start with the check and then take. Let's take back 2, and then we'll have to convert. Well, we'll take the queen 2 and that 2. Then we'll play rook c2 and clean it up. Okay, that didn't count though. That didn't count because first part of it the board was cut off. Oh man. All right, 980. They go e4. We're gonna balance the center with e5. Knight f3, knight f6. The Petrov defense, attacking the pawn on e4. c3. Why would you play c3? All right, so you try to gambit the pawn for no particularly good reason. on which we will accept the pawn and simply double off the pieces. Okay. We could take here and then take there. I think let's do that. We are up a pawn, so trading queens is not bad for us. Let's defend this pawn. Then we're gonna take this pawn attacking the bishop. Okay, nope. Let's kick the bishop away. Then bring the rook. Rook's in the middle. Alright, bishop e3 actually, that's a good move. Let's go knight d3, attack the rook. We're also attacking the pawn on b2. So just creating threats. Okay. We're gonna bring the rook in next with the check. Okay, they're creative about their attacks, but I can just neutralize by moving the bishop back. Five minutes. Preferably unrated. Okay, now they forgot that after bishop g6 this was still pinned. So we can take the bishop. Okay, rook takes. Let's go rook e3 now, attacking this guy. I'm assuming they're gonna play rook g3, and then I was gonna take here. All right, 980. We got a game versus 980. Okay, I need 700. I need someone in the 700 level. All right, my friend, let's go. You pick white too, bro. It's okay. Let's go. It's all good. Go on, go on. Come on. Why didn't you make a move? All right. Oh, you wanted to give me white? Okay. Okay, knight c6. Against knight c6, I've been trying c3. Delay the lobbing. Okay, we go bishop c4, kick the knight away and move the bishop to b5 to pin it. On bishop d7 we'll take it and get into this somewhat of an equal position. Okay, we get the knight out, we get the bishop out, get the rook out. On c1. So we have an isolated pawn on d4, they have the weak pawn on c6. Supposedly they are balancing each other. Okay, now we have a knight versus the bishop. So that's going to be an interesting power dynamics. But our pawn is not isolated anymore, so that makes the difference. I think this was hanging on e3, so I'm going to defend it with queen f3. If they go c5, I'm going to try to push d5. I think this still stands, so I don't want to move it quite yet, since he's gonna have that. But so what do we do? Maybe I'll move the rook to c2 here. A little bit of a tricky move. Okay. Plays queen g6. Now we can, because we are flexible now to double up either on f file or on the c file. So I think I'm gonna do it on the C file because there's an immediate weakness on the C file by the means of this pawn on C6. E5, okay. Defending the pawn. I think we can take there right now. Point being that at the end, if queen takes, we're gonna have knight f6 check. Discovered attack. But okay. Understandably so, he doesn't take. Let's go rook back to c2. Our pieces are a little loose here, not gonna lie. So we're not very comfortable, but we're still up a pawn. Maybe let's go g6, g3 I mean. Okay, now they wanted to attack that guy. I would love to trade queens. Sume nume. My pawn was on e5. Okay, I was waiting for that move a4, my friend. Sammy. So I could play knight c3. Or was that a sacrifice? I don't think it was a sacrifice because you can play bishop g5 or bishop c5. And you can move the rook at the moment because of the f7 pawn. Okay, let's attack this guy, and next I'm gonna try to bring the knight back. Okay, rook moves there. Let's go knight e4. Okay. Is there a checkmate here? So if we take rook check, king. Queen takes f6, rook h1, king g2, queen e4, queen f3, rook g1, king f3, and we run away, no? Okay, I don't see the checkmate, so let me see what you got here. Now if we get one move of our own, then we can start checking, and that for sure is going to be a checkmate. Okay. Probably e4 would be a little more efficient actually. Yeah, for sure. King e4, because that way we keep the threat on the f file. Okay, now I think we can hide on the other side of the board. King g4. Let's go queen. Okay, then queen f5. And now rook f3. That should, I think, decide it. Because our king hides, there is no defending. Check. check. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to trade with checks. Nidag. What's up? Zipline. Sammy, GG's. Good game. Good game, man. Joined 2 days ago? Wow. Crazy, bro. E4 check was good. What went wrong? So after this point, apparently it was even. You're slightly better even here. But I think, yeah, giving me the second pawn was the mistake. Definitely a good game still. All right, 1900. That was 1900. Okay, I'm still missing. Color. Bro, 700s are hard to come up. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna go E4. And let's see how you play against the Scotch Gambit, or so-called max lunge attack. Okay, D6. I guess I should have played C3 actually in the previous move. Now I think we just have to take on D4. Maybe we can still play C3 actually. Okay. So the knights got traded in the center, which leaves now white with the better queen placement, a little more active queen placement. Double up the bishop on the good squares. And then the rook's gonna be only pieces left that we haven't brought in the game. And that's what I'm gonna do next. Now we're threatening E5 here and some pin along the D file. So I assume black is going to move their queen away. Okay, what if we go knight B5 to attack anyways? Maybe knight is gonna go back to defend it. Knight goes back to defend it. I'll just bring the rook. We have a Scotch Gambino. That's. Do I stream daily? Now I try to. Nigdag. We grinding. We're grinding this year. Okay, let's bring this rook in the game. Color, I got you next. Where would we move the knight? The answer is probably to d4, so we can reroute it to f5. Now, maybe it was better to go actually c3. We seem to have an overwhelming advantage in the center, so probably it's a good idea to open it up. So let's go e5. Okay, bishop there, just takes and invade. Invasion, but we're not going too far with that invasion. So we're gonna need additional help. That knight was not doing anything else, so let's try to reroute that to a better place. Wow. Now that rook is going to be kicked away. All right, let's go. Let's go back. Okay, rook e8 makes a lot of sense. Rook e8, huh? Okay, let's take there. And bring the rook over. What if we go here? Okay, looks like we're gonna be playing some endgame. My king is supposedly little stronger, I mean, a little safer, I would say, than the black king, but we are very close to equality here. Pawn structure is symmetrical. Amount of pawns are also symmetrical, exactly. So stake there probably and push the pawn. What's up, Saruto? What's up, Nelson? We're trying to dislodge this knight now, and then I'll probably try to play something like g3 myself, so I can catch some air. Okay, let's bring the king in. Okay, he's trying to trade queens. We do not want to trade queens right now, so I'll move it back. I think trading queens now would make position very close to equalish. Let's try to activate our knight now, potentially somewhere here. F6 and D5. I think F6 already is somewhat uncomfortable. Okay, let's go knight F6. You can go here because of the knight E8. So I'm assuming king has to go. Oh, so that's a blunder actually. H5 was a blunder. Because now if king goes to F8, queen H6. And then knight D5. King has to go to E7. Knight G7 was the only move there, but then queen H8. Damian, good game, man. Clearly it was a draw. You're definitely holding it, but I think low time got you. Low time got you. But that was a good game. I think you played actually, you defended very well. So let's see, against bishop e7, I guess I have to play c3 probably, right? Yeah, c3 I think makes most sense, because if you take, then I can try go queen d5. So it's c3 actually. That's the right move. All right, nice man, nice. 12, 13, okay, 1450. %? Hey, there you go. Okay, color, you next. Oh, 95% from me? And 7% for me? Oh, come on. Come on. I'm waiting for someone. Come on. 700 players on chess.com does not exist, I guess, huh? Bro, they do not exist. As soon as they get in, they disappear. Okay, but I have 1,000 ready to play with black, so. Playing c3 there reminds me of the anti-fried liver attack. I like to play a similar position when opponent as black plays h6 on move 3. After e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, h6. Exactly. Yes, J Fresh, you're right. You are right. But I still think it's a little bit of a waste of time though. You don't really need if you're not in a need to play h6, you probably should avoid to do so. Alright, I do not have anyone in 1200. Let's go. Jose Leonardo Eldur has been wanting to play for some time, so let's play. I would have preferred to play 5-minute game, but let's do it. So knight c3. They go for the Vienna gambit. We're gonna respond back with knight f6. And we transpose to the 4 knights. Bishop c4 is a mistake because it allows knight takes e4. And now if knight takes back, you're gonna go d5, attack both of these pieces. Let's take on e4. And now bishop d6 would be the normal move, but I'm going to go for a tricky line, and let's see if our opponent, rated 1278, is able to navigate how to play against it. The move that I have in mind is knight to e2. Knight e7, excuse me. Knight to e7. We're threatening now to go f5 on the next move. Yo, my brother, Nico, Happy New Year, bro. Knight takes e5, queen d4, exactly is my trick. But how does white defend though? What do you think is the best move with white? On top of your head. What do you think is your what do you think is the best move for white? Yo, Nico, how was your trips and all? You had the busy schedule for New Year's. I remember you telling me. All right, c3. That is actually the best move. So the bishop can retreat back, but we go f5 anyways. And then e4 to kick the bishop away. Yeah, they do have to go there, and now probably I'll go g6 to develop my bishop next. On g7.